Hi everyone, welcome to this presentation. My name's SNoonan. I'm a student at Murdoch University, and this is a presentation regarding an audience research report that I submitted a little while ago. It's called Are Dungeons Analysed by Dragons? So what was my report about? I asked the question, can tabletop role-playing games act as a forum for socio-normative construct discussion? What do I mean by socio-normative constructs? I categorize these down into gender, race, ethnicity, class, law, religion, and social morality, but these are essentially ideas that govern how our society works. The first thing I did was take a brief look at the literature regarding tabletop role-playing games. I then selected 3 methods of analysis: textual analysis, focus groups, and participant observation. And then finally, I'm going to talk about what results I came up with and a bit of an analysis of those results. So first things first, let's talk about the literature review. Silver discusses the genesis of gaming literature in 1474 with The Game of Play and Chess published. I then moved on to Zadrukova, who discussed how information technology role-playing is utilized as a good educational tool. Danu follows up on this by saying that transformative role-playing, another type of tabletop role-playing, helps to increase development of human interaction skills and sociability. Meredith et al. Then discussed MMORPGs, massive multiplayer online role-playing games. She discussed the size and motivations of these massive systems. Having completed a brief literature analysis, I decided to work upon my methods. I would begin with a textual analysis and look at the Player's Handbook and Dungeon Master's Guide for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition in a hope to see if there were any opportunities for audiences to discuss socio-normative constructs within the game. Next, I would move on to a focus group of 5 people where I would ask them 12 different questions related to their experiences in tabletop role-playing games. Finally, I would record 30 minutes of a session where 5 people would play Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 edition. Hopefully, after examining this recording, I would find evidence, or lack thereof, of socio-normative constructs being discussed. In all, I found myself constrained to a couple of issues. All the participants would be between the ages of 20 and 30 years old. They would be male and from Western Australia. Hopefully this wouldn't affect my end results. So what did I find? In the textual analysis, I found that many socio-normative constructs were discussed, creating a potential forum for audience participation with these ideas. In the focus group, I found that socio-normative constructs were addressed in previous experiences, and 3 important points arose. Namely that people suffered from external burdens when discussing these things. Exaggerated play spaces in tabletop role-playing games helped for the discussion of socio-normative constructs, and differing experiences were held by everybody. In the participant observation, socio-normative constructs were addressed, but they weren't critical to the story, and instead it seemed to focus more on logistics. As a final analysis, I decided that tabletop role-playing games can act as a forum, but they are not always used in this capacity. Of course, further research will be needed as the population sizes used in these samples are quite small. Thank you, and feel free to post questions related to this matter.